Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hi, this is Carrie B. Wild, your own special girl-roo. Get it? Girl-roo, guru. I'm your girl-roo. I am here to help you learn how to feel good all the time. There's been a lot of suicides, high-profile suicides lately in the media, so it has shined a light on this problem of depression, which all of us have. You can see the evidence of this depression by simply taking a look at alcohol sales and drug sales and marijuana sales. You know, all of us have friends that they don't want to live. They don't want to wake up without being high on marijuana. They don't want to feel life. It hurts too much. Other people anesthetize and medicate themselves with prescription drugs and hardcore drugs, or alcohol, or food, or carbs. Other people cut themselves. Other people like daredevil stuff. Most of us in this world are hurting because we have no life technique. We haven't learned how to cope with feeling bad without using these things. We haven't learned how to feel good on our own. And I think I have some answers, and I want to share them with you. I want to talk directly to anyone out there who is considering suicide. First of all, I want you to let go of the guilt. Child, this world is a hot mess, so don't feel bad about having the thought in your head. People are unkind. People are haters. People tear you down. Lovers are untrue. Lovers use you like parasites. They're vampires, a lot of them. There's a lot of disappointment that we feel we have no control over. Illness comes. Disappointments come. Death. People we love die and leave us alone. And we don't want to be here anymore. Pets die, which, strangely enough, affect us more than real people a lot of times. So there's a lot of sadness that we perceive in this world. So if you've ever considered suicide, don't feel bad. It's very natural. If you didn't consider it, you would probably be more crazy than not. Because someone who actually enjoys a lot of things that are going on and a lot of the bad things that happen to them, they might be a little weird. But what I would like to propose to you is that it's not necessary. It's not necessary to take your own life. It's not necessary to leave the world. You can still feel good independently by yourself all the time, no matter what happens to you, no matter who happens to you. You can feel good all the time on your own, without substances, without shenanigans. You don't have to leave this earth. You don't have to take yourself out. The number one reason why it is you should not take your own life, the number one reason is that it's not necessary. Like I just said, if you were feeling good right now, taking your life would be so far from your mind. You only want to take your life because you feel bad. You're not feeling good. Drug addicts and weed heads and people that are perpetually on some substances to keep them feeling okay, they're still on this earth only because they still have those substances. Those substances for a time, even though it's a short time, the substances make them feel good. But you can feel good by yourself. So the question is, how can you feel good by yourself? When it seems the world hates you, when it seems the world doesn't want you. It seems the world, wants you to leave the world. No friends. You may not have any friends. You've lost your friends. Your family sucks. Your job sucks. You lost your job. You have no money. Your pet died. You're got some stretch marks. You wrecked your car. Nothing is going right. Nothing is going right. Why should you stay here? How to feel good despite anything that happens and anyone that happens to you. There are several steps, simple steps. The number one step I would say is to truly cultivate a fierce love for yourself. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. Humility, my friends, is overrated. Humility is overrated in this world. You have to love yourself so much. You have to be in love with yourself so much. You have to want yourself so much. You have to have experienced how beautiful and precious and wonderful you are. So much so that it doesn't matter who dumps you. It doesn't matter who hates you. It doesn't matter who tries to tear you down and destroy you or your self-esteem. It doesn't matter. Let me share a story with you. Have you ever had a lover who, people say, oh, women love bad boys. So women, have you ever had a bad boy lover who was so mean, who you found sexy or attractive, who probably was a very good lover, but who was so mean and so unkind and so nasty to you, but you didn't care? That they could have run your big toe over with the tractor and you probably would have gone back to them because you were so into them. And one of the reasons why you were so into them is because they were so into themselves. They had no conscience. They had no awareness of what they were doing. Absolutely no awareness. No care in the world. And you know what? This person probably had a lot of friends. This was probably one of the most horrible people you've ever met. Doesn't do anything for anybody, doesn't care about anybody. But because you were attracted to them and because they liked themselves and forgave themselves and had no judgment about themselves, everybody else liked them. That is the fierce, unconditional love you have to have for yourself. And I bet you're not as terrible as that person, as those kinds of people. We end up putting ourselves down for, texting the wrong thing or reacting in a way that wasn't perfect. We end up tearing ourselves down for not being perfect, for being imperfect, for getting angry, for lashing out. I do not advocate being abusive and thinking that that's okay and thinking that you can continue to be abusive. But I'm saying the little quirks, the little glitches that happen, we end up getting so mad at ourselves, so sad about it. No, you have to love yourself despite it. You have to love yourself despite your imperfections, despite your mistakes, despite your failures, despite what other people say about you. I want to present two other examples. Think of Kanye West. Think of how many people still love him. He says the craziest things. He does the craziest things. He has no awareness of himself like that. He's not thinking, oh, I hate myself so much. Not really. Look at Donald Trump. Like he said, he could go shoot someone and he would still have followers that love him. And it's true. And the reason why people kind of like him, and a lot of people like him in the closet, let me tell you, is because he likes himself. As horrible as he is, or as horrible as he portrays, he still likes himself. And you know what? That's likable. You liking yourself unconditionally is likable. It's sexy. So it doesn't matter what someone says about you. It doesn't matter what you did. As long as you don't keep doing it or make it a practice of doing it, forgive yourself. Pat yourself on the back and say, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to be better. But guess what? I'm still awesome. I'm still worthy of living on this earth. I'm still worthy of being loved and having lots of friends. I am the freaking bomb. Now, that is really all you need in life to be happy all the time. Now, there are a lot of steps to get to that point, to get to self-love. And I'm going to share a couple more of them with you now. Another step, one of the main steps that you need to take to get to the point of falling in love with yourself unconditionally. Like, dude, I can run over, not a person, but I could run over your science projects, for lack of a better example. And I'll still love myself. Sorry, I didn't mean to. But guess what? I'm still going to love my damn self because I am awesome and I deserve to be loved and forgiven. So the number one reason why people don't love themselves, the number one reason why people fail to love themselves is they don't know who they are. And I'm not talking about, I don't know if I like spaghetti or lasagna. I don't know if I'm like a brown person or an orange person. I don't know what my favorite color is. I'm talking about you don't know who the hell you are in context to this world, this spiritual and physical world. You don't know who you are. If you knew who you are, you would love yourself. And also, I'm not talking about, you don't know how powerful you are. Yes, but that's not what gets you to love somebody. Just knowing how powerful they are. It gets you to respect them, but not love them. A lot of us respect ourselves. We can respect ourselves, but we still hate ourselves. We don't like ourselves. We don't like ourselves at all. We respect ourselves, and we demand respect from others, but we don't like ourselves. The reason why we don't love or like ourselves is because we don't know the essence of who we are. And without further ado, the essence of who we are. Some of you guys might need to take a seat and take a sip of water because I'm about to say something that a lot of you are going to think is the exact opposite of what you were trained to believe. But I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but you were not born into sin. That is not the essence of who you are. You are not a horrible being. You are not a demonic being that was born into sin. You didn't do anything that you need to be forgiven for. I'm sorry. That is going to keep you from knowing exactly who you are and loving exactly who you are. This is who you are. And please get a piece of paper, get your notes out, get your phones out, preferably a piece of paper because when you do the tactile and the tangible, it ends up affecting you in a deeper way than if you just have an electronic device. You are a pure, loving, sweet, kind, adorable being. You are adorable. You are like one of those little puppies with the big brown eyes that look up at their master and like, please feed me. I just want to be held. I just want to be loved. That's who you are. You're not a vicious snake that the world turned you into. You're not the heartless, cutthroat monster that the world has turned you into, or that the world wants you to believe you are. You are a sweet, precious, pure being who is made of light. You are angelic. You are precious. You are beautiful. You are sweet. You are a sweet, precious, pure being that only wants to experience love. That is who you really are. That is who you must fall in love with. That is who you must love. That is how you're going to learn to like yourself. You're going to learn to like yourself by realizing that is who you are. Like that. Like that person. Like that personality, because that is your dominating personality. Now, we have different divinations because we're complex creatures, and we have different qualities that we can express in different situations to get us where we want to go in life. But your dominating personality is that of a loving, sweet, pure-hearted, precious creature that only wants to be loved and held and kissed. Now, a lot of us didn't get that when we were young because our parents didn't know that that's who they were. So they grew up hating themselves and they didn't know how to love us. So it's a vicious cycle, you guys. So let's stop it now. Know who you are. If you need a personification or an example, think of yourself as a little baby, a little precious little baby. You are a precious little child. Innocent. You are innocent. You are completely innocent. Precious, sweet. Think of a little puppy. You're like a little puppy with big brown eyes looking up like, please hold me. I just want to be with you. I just want to be held. I just want to be loved. That's who you are. The more you realize that that is who you are and not some crazy, psycho, nasty, vicious, vindictive being that the world has turned us into, or that we express ourselves as sometimes, the harder it's going to be for you to even think about killing yourself when times get bad. Because you're going to love yourself. Wait, why the hell am I going to kill myself? You didn't dump the guy you were dating that was treating you so horribly because you were in love with him despite you had unconditional love for him. So have unconditional love for yourself by knowing that deep down inside, this is the essence of who you are. Why kill that light? Why stomp out that little boy or that little girl who just wants to live and be loved? Even if he ends up being alone for the rest of his life, you still have the sun. You still have the moon. You still have all the wonderful things in life on this world, on this planet. You have the fresh air. You have, people are overrated. Especially people that hurt you. They're overrated. There's more to this world than people. Okay? They're wonderful beings. But this life is way more than people. Not to say you should be antisocial, but if you keep on, getting into contact with people that are hurtful, I don't care. You love yourself. You realize how wonderful and sweet and cute you are. The last thing that's going to be on your mind is killing yourself. You might want to get away from those, a-holes. But the last thing on your mind at that point should be to kill yourself. So the number one reason, let's recap, that you should rethink killing yourself or removing yourself from this earth is because it's not necessary. You can stay on this earth and still feel good all the time. You can feel good all the time by loving yourself and being in love with yourself. And you can be in love with yourself by knowing who you are. Now, I want to go back to the knowing who you are. It's not enough to It's not enough for me to just tell you, you're a precious, pure being. You're full of light. You're sweet. You're wonderful. You're sweet, blah, 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 blah. You're adorable, blah, blah, blah. It's not enough for me to tell you that. You have to experience that. And I'm not saying you need to go scale a building and save, 5,000 Parisians. All you need to do is get into a room, get quiet 3 times a day for maybe 1 minute. Get in a still, quiet place. Close your eyes or keep your eyes focused and just go within. Focus your attention inward and sense that sweet little girl. Sense that sweet little boy. Sense that sweet, pure, vulnerable, lovable, likable little person inside of you. You're going to sense it. You know why? Because it's there. I have no doubt in my mind you're not going to be able to sense what I'm asking you to sense because it's there. Because that is the essence of you. So all you have to do is go within and sense the sweetness of your soul, the sweetness of your being. You might start crying because once you sense it, once you sense this little precious being inside of you, the goodness, the light inside of you, you're going to want to protect it. You're going to instantly have self-esteem. You're going to instantly have an awareness of your worth. You're not going to want it to hurt. You're going to want to protect that part, that aspect of your being, that sweetness, that pureness. You're going to want to let it show. You're going to want to be more vulnerable to people. You're going to want to tell people you love them even if they hate you. That is going to clean your soul, but you have to sense it. It has to be real. You can't just take my word for it. You have to go within and sense her, sense him, sense that little precious child inside of you. So let's try it together. Focus your attention inward. It can be toward your heart, toward your gut. Try to become aware of that precious being inside of you. You're going to feel tingles. You're going to feel tingles in your belly. That is who you are. That sweet, pure, innocent presence inside of you. That is who you are. It is beautiful. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't he beautiful? That is who you are. My friends, when you find this sense of self, and it is only this sense of self that will galvanize you. You know how people say, man up, or you need to get a tough skin, or if people are mean to you, if people hurt you, get mean, get bad, That doesn't help you guys, and that doesn't cure your sadness. That doesn't help. The only thing that will cure you when you've been hurt, the only thing that will cure you when you feel worthless is to go back to this presence. And the presence will be so full of light and so beautiful and precious and sweet. It will cure your hurt. It will replace the hurt that you feel for being rejected. Because there is nothing fiercer than this light. This pure innocent light is your greatest commodity. There is no lover that can make you feel better. than you connecting with this inner source of light, your purest, most innocent feeling of life. There is no lover that can give you an orgasm that will feel better than your own sense of self. That is our drug. That is the drug we were born with. That is the drug that was embedded in us. That was the drug we were given, our own sense of self, our own sense of our own light, purity, and adorableness. And whenever you feel bad about something you've done or something that someone has done to you, go back to this source. Go back to this presence, the sense of your pure, sweet self. And you will feel good. You will feel good. It will be your own drug. You will be your own drug. Your light is your own drug. Your preciousness is your own drug. Your own source of love is your own drug. You take it with you wherever you go. You can't love another unless you love yourself. It's not true that you have to put others before yourself. You have to love yourself first. You have to have literally found that sensation. Love is a sensation. I'm going to do another talk about that particularly. But love is a sensation. It is a feeling. It feels good. It feels wonderful. It feels orgastic. So this love for yourself, love for who you really are, is going to fuel you. It's going to save you. It's going to heal you. This is your drug, my friends. This is a better drug than all those other drugs on the market because it's free, it's fast acting, it doesn't wear off. It is unlimited supply. You won't get in jail for using it. And you can still be productive while using it. So for anyone thinking of taking their own life because you aren't feeling good, I am sorry that the world of psychology and spirituality has failed you. I am sorry that they have failed to tell you how to feel good, tell you exactly how to feel good on your own. Because that is what they should have been telling you to do. But let me tell you now, if you want to feel good all the time despite what happens to you, connect with your inner sense of self, your inner light, your inner preciousness, your inner sweetness, your inner light. That is what is going to turn you on. That is what is going to make you so attractive to the best things of the world. That is what's going to make you feel good. That's what's going to electrify you and energize you. That is what has been put inside of ourselves to make us feel good all the time. This is Carrie B. Wild. And I will be talking to you very soon with another audio video. And I will have some information on the bottom about how to pre-order my book. If you want an elaboration on how to feel good all the time, a lot of the things that I spoke about, I elaborate more in the book. It is time to feel good, you guys. It is time to live life feeling good and not feeling bad. Love and blessings and feel good vibes. I will talk to you soon. Bye.